in Israel and into the southern part, kind of the southeast. The coal camp. They would build towns just for the mine. Call them coal camps. The mountain homestead. Look at this tin ceiling. Oh, this is John Lewis right here, I think. The Mr. Organized Labor, John Lewis. Look at those eyebrows. There's a little miniature railroad in town. Gift shop. Let's check out the upstairs museum. Oh, we got more here. Got a youth museum here. And I just finished the mine tour. That was great. These are Union flags. What are these for? Hanging those lanterns on? Look at the shower. The bathhouse. Coal dust and wet conditions are normal parts of mining. Changing out of work clothes and showering before going home kept a man's morale up and kept some of the coal dust out of their houses. Each miner was assigned a basket he could raise to the ceiling to keep his things safe doing work while he was at home. The coal mine bathhouse was not only a place where miners showered after work, it was also where men talked and gossiped to lighten the load of a difficult day in the mine. Miners' ID tags. Each one had an ID tag. And they would put the number, attach the number to the coal car so they'd know how to get paid. 20 cents a ton when they originally. So it was all manual. Miners' necessities. They put a little mouse or something in there. Warm clothes and a lamp to see by. Look at these guys. This, I guess, is as you're just coming out of after a shift. Look how dirty they are, coated in coal dust. And then look how the trees are all cut down. Beckley, West Virginia. Look at that. I like the way they did these photos. Panorama type shots. Here we go. Company script. Instead of using money, they would use script. Each mine had its own script tokens and paper script. It could only be spent at the local company store. The miners had to pay whatever the company charged. Some miners sold their script below face value in exchange for cash. Many families were indebted to the stores, having purchased goods on credit. This was the inspiration of Tennessee Ernie Ford's song, 16 tons, and what do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. Is this the script? I guess it is. It's like little coins. And look, kids, it's a cash register. It's all manual. More script. So where's the one for Randall at? I don't see it. They all have baseball teams. Look, fossilized tree trunks. He was talking about how a fossilized tree could be in the ceiling and it could fall out. And they called them widow makers. This is a fossilized tree. And what is this right here? A fossil of what? Looks like a fish. $300 million years ago, West Virginia was part of a vast coastal swamp. Look, there's another fossilized tree trunk. Here it is. This is what he was talking about. This is a fossilized tree that is stone. Kettle bottoms, nicknamed widowmakers, these petrified tree stumps had smooth sides allowing them to slide loose some of the surrounding coal and fall from the mine roof without warning, possibly sending a miner to his death. This one weighs 300 pounds. Isn't that something? Fossils and rocks. Zora Big Mama Stroud, first African American woman to retire at age 62 from the Meadow Maples coal mine. She worked that mine from 1977 to 1998. Drilling the face with that mechanical drill. Look at these drills, how they did it. So the guy had to turn this thing here And they'd go into the seam of the coal and drill out holes, 3 holes, and then they'd put black powder in there and break it loose. Needle rods and tamping rods were used to pack blasting powder into a hole drilled into the coal. Needle rods were made for non-sparking metal. This ensured that they did not ignite the blasting powder. Must have been made out of brass. These are railroad tools here. Coal shovel, look how it's shaped. Miners' picks. They would have to lay on the side sometimes and pick with the pick. Man, 12-hour shifts is what he was talking about they did. This is Clancy, the guy who was the tour guide. Cute little rascal. It was called a dinky locomotive. It was donated to the project, the museum project. Dinkies were small locomotives used on short line railroads for shifting cars or for limited industrial applications such as mining and timbering. What are these ladies doing here? Just adorning the locomotive number 1. Look at the springs on there. It's just a big boiler, basically. And they've got a little gazebo with a picnic table. And over here is the Youth Museum. Look at this. 183 miners lost in Beckley. It's nice. Look at this. This right here, I believe, is the bachelor's shanty. Let's go up and take a look. Look, they even got a little scene up on top of that rack there. And look at that elevator hoist. Room for 1. On the coal mine on Helen, West Virginia. This one-room dwelling dates back to the early 20s, was built for and occupied by a single miner or a married miner living away from home while working the coal mines during the work week. The married miner would return home to his family on the weekends. This simple space is a good example of getting by with the bare necessities. There's this wash tub. $2 a month rent. Look at this. Cute little table, small bed. There's a Roosevelt on the wall. Rocking chair. Got his family Bible. Look at this photograph. Wood cook. Well, I guess that would probably be coal cook stove. Very, very cute and quick. Now, is this a, yeah, it's a cherry tree. Look how they have the yard nicely decorated. This is an example of a miner's house. A place to call home. Typical 3-room miner's house is an example of simple no-frills construction throughout the New River Gorge coal towns. Known as Jenny Lynn's, these 3- and 4-bedroom houses date back to 1925 and the 40s. The rent was deducted from the paycheck. And look, they got a little red wagon here and a lawnmower. Look at that lawnmower. Boy, that thing's changed, huh? Here's the kitchen. You first enter through the kitchen. And there's the Hoosier cabinet. It's got the flower in here. Table with a bench on one side. There's a cook stove, the washing machine. Just think of how much work the lady had to do. There's a kerosene container. They use kerosene lamps. Shotgun above the fireplace. And I guess there was this bedrooms upstairs for the kids. Look, they're burning firewood here. And wow, look at this. They've got a big trolla. And a touch of modern air conditioning for display purposes only, or for the tourist only. And there's Roosevelt again. Spoke on the radio. And there's another radio here. And look at this old rocking chair, made out of oak. And here's the master bedroom. Sewing machine, little baby stroller, trunk, armorer. Now this one must have been wood as well, huh? And of course, nearby, outdoors, was the necessity. Too close in the summer, too far away in the winter. Look, they had 2 doors in the kitchen. And I guess they had the front porch too there. Coal Camp Church, fulfilling the spiritual needs. Let's check it out. Here's a pump organ. There's the piano. The vestibule made out of oak. and the pot-bellied coal stove. Look at that Bible. Let's see, can I go out this way? Yes, I can. How about that? West Virginia coal miners statue, honoring the coal miners. Little white church. The bell tower. Here's the front of the coal miner's house. She's got a little small porch with a swing on it. And the big house, superintendent's house. Look at that veranda. Rocking chairs all around, and of course, a swing. Bay windows. A reflection of status. Constructed in 1906 in Skelton, West Virginia. The Super's home. A 3-story structure. Hello.
Welcome to the Super's house. Small house. It's the coal miners' family house.
Yeah, this is bigger than our old house. I'm just saying. I would pitch in for it.
Look at that washing machine. That's newfangled right there. Vacuum cleaner. And there's the old bug spray right there. The fly pocket.
Where were you guys?
We went the other way.
What?
Wow, look at this dining room here. This is nice. And a luxurious phonograph.
That is a 1918.
1918.
Yes.
That's a big one too.
Yes, it is. That is
Look, they even have these sitting chairs in here. And
They were probably saying the same thing we're saying today.
yeah, they were hard complaining when it went up a penny, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was, you know, in '62,
Yeah.
the coal camps, there wasn't much money.
That's right. A lot of places, a lot of manufacturing places didn't pay very big wages.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Oh, you're quite welcome.
Office or den. What is this? Either one, I guess. Look at these rocking chairs with the carving on them. I'm guessing this is the den or the Motorola. This room here was a den.
That was his office.
His office. Okay. And now we have the living room. The superintendent, called the Super, was supplied with this house by the coal company. 3,600 square feet. And is that coal over there in that little pocket? All right, let's go upstairs and check things out. Huh? Look, mallards. The original house didn't have a barber shop or a post office. This was just added for a display. And this is the shoe shine. So this is showing elements of a barber shop and beauty shop. This would be the barber shop there in the center with a chair and a spittoon. And this would be the hair perm machine. Look at that. I'd be afraid to. I'd be electrocuted. And look at the head right there. Yeah, look at this fancy bathroom here. The sink is pretty nice. Pedestal. And the clawfoot bathtub. Here's the nursery room. And child's bedroom. And I guess this is the master bedroom. Bay window again. Look at that armor. How they had to do the closing. Apparently they didn't have a lot of clothes. But they had nice clothes that were well cared for. Sewing machine, foot operated. All right, this is what is this? Tools, tools of the mine, miner's lamps, etc. And these some pictures of inside the mine, outside the mine, one of the coal trains. Who is this? Phelps Guard. Now, these guys were probably hired by the mine owner. Oops, I keep hitting this little plexiglass at the bottom. Look at that wheelchair. Things have changed, huh? This is an example of the doctor's office. Pretty humble compared to nowadays. Dr. Moore. This tells you it wasn't part of the original house. It's just a display. He's got on a railroad hat. Nice. And more rooms upstairs. The schoolhouse. Company town, company school. This came from Helen, West Virginia. And look, here's the problem with new schools. The modern schools don't have this one valuable tool right here. You see that? The Board of Education. And boy, when you learn a lesson from that board, you remembered it for life. Looking back at the supers. Superintendent's house, 3,600 square feet. And we should do the Pledge of Allegiance.
Yes.
Every day before classes.
Yep, and read Bible. Done a Bible verse.
And here's Betsy Ross.
Yep.
So this was grades 1 through 4, you said?
Yes.
And we had desk checker game for kids. They had a piano. So one of the teachers would have to be a piano player. Look at these old projectors and slide
Yeah.
projectors. Mark Twain High School. Wow, look at that. Here's where you board the trains to the underground mine. The last one is getting ready to leave, last of the day. And look at this park, like setting up above. Look at this fossilized plant, I guess it is. Maybe a big fern. Prince Albert. These are safety devices to detect methane. And what are these?
It's real cold. I have the same thing. I still cough not quite as bad.
Oh, carbide.
Of the evening.
Look at this little bottle village here. Coal miner's prayer. Take a look at these sands, Lord. They're warm
They
and
told me
rough.
the other week, I wrote and asked him, I said, well, y'all heard anything from my attorney, or that judge? And the attorney said, well, yes, sir. I said, no, Mr. Judy, it might be a year. I said, well, God, it's been a year.
Upper branch explosion, mine explosion.
Here's something any day.
Explosion underground at Mont Coal in western
I know
Rollins,
he's gonna.
April 5th, 2010. Took 29 miners' lives. Wow, I remember that. There's the canary in the coal mine. The There they go. Oh no, he's parking for the day. These are drill bits. Look at that helmet. Carbide lamp on it. This is electric.
Yeah, runs off of batteries.
Mm-hmm.
It's 96 volt batteries.
96.
Yeah.
So you charge it up every night.
Yeah. We charge it 8 hours, it cools 8 hours. We run 8 hours.
Mm-hmm.
That's what a battery looks like.
Wow.
And it's got one here, and it's got one here.
96
Volt.
96 volts.
Yep.
Well, I wouldn't want to touch one of those hot lines, huh?
See, I used to run off trolley wire.
Off of what?
Trolley wire, like a San Francisco, you know.
Oh, trolley wire, yeah.
Yeah. They converted these to battery.
So this was just a standard design for every mine.
Pretty much. That's Etton's 1930. So it's how many years old? It's almost 100 years old. 6 more years.
Yeah.
94.
Well, thank you. Look at this little replica here. And look, this is a modern machinery drilling right there, huh? Pulleys. Look, they got all of this stuff over here. I guess I can step over here. Look, people signed that hat. This is a very interesting exhibit. And I can tell you right now, I would never want to be a coal miner. There's the front of the school. This is the machinery that took the manual work out of it. Look at those teeth. Kind of like a chainsaw. And was this for tours, or is this how the miners would ride out? Walk up here where the swimming pool is. It's a city pool. And the lady said it's only open on Sundays and Mondays. Demonstration garden. Look at all these flowers here. Let's walk up over and take a look. Be nice to go swimming, but I think they're not open today for some reason. Now, you know you're in West Virginia when you have these curvy, hilly roads like this. Look at these Olympic bicycle wheel symbols. That's a huge pool. Too bad it's not open. Looks like they're redoing the bridge up to the top of the water slide. Nice.